People who dominate in the comp scene are on controller are a rarity. These are the top 10 controller players that are currently placing at the moment. If you're on controller too, let me know in the comment section by telling me I am on controller and I will heart every single one. Let's get right into the video. Before we get into the top 10, let's have a look at the honourable mentions. Today I'm giving the honourable mentions to Bully, Owl, Lecce, On1, Playify, Revised, TK and Vortexia. These are all some god players and it's just a shame they didn't make top 10. Coming into the number 10 position, we have deyy. Once upon a time, deyy would have been top 3 on these leaderboards. However, recently he hasn't been on the best form of his life. However, he's been pretty solid still, enough to make the top 10. He currently has 32,000 PR on NA Central, which is pretty solid, and he came 32nd in this season's FNCS. This is by no means the best placement for him, but the fact he's making grand finals, and at least getting in that top 30, almost top half, he's at least solidly placing himself as a good controller player. What really bumped him up to the top 10 though was his placements in the last chance major yesterday, where he came 104th in round 1, 4th in round 2 and 9th in round 3. Dey's just the GOAT. Let's go on to number 9. For number 9, I've got our man Moneymaker. Moneymaker has blown up quite a bit recently on YouTube as he's been featured in a lot of Ken Bean's YouTube videos. Moneymaker currently has 100,000 PR on the EU and is top 50 in the EU PR leaderboards. He managed to come 26th in EU FNCS, which is pretty impressive as a controller player because Surge is a lot harder. He's also placed very well in the Solo Victory Cash Cups this season, as well as had a good FNCS overall. Again, Moneymaker's last chance major placements from yesterday really bump him up from this, as he placed 114th in round 1, 9th in round 2 and 6th in round 3, securing himself a place at that LAN event in Copenhagen this year. The same cannot be said for the next contestant, although he does place higher, because I honestly think overall he is the better controller player. This is Cam. Cam is an NA Central Pro and has 34,000 PR, which is pretty impressive as the region wasn't made that long ago. He did not have a very good season this season, however his last season before this made up for it. He managed to miss out on grand finals just about this season, and also had pretty disappointing last chance major placements. However, the season before he came top 20 in FNCS with placing 17th. I'm sure we can look over this one as an off season. In 7th, I have G-Money. G-Money has 37,000 PR on NA Central and ended up placing 47th in this season's FNCS. It is super impressive he is this much PR, to be fair, with placing low in FNCS this season. However, he has been smashing the Solo Victory Cups every single week, and his FNCS other than grand finals has gone pretty well. G-Money is a controller player that always does really well, however this season he's stepped up to new heights, with all of his cash up records proving this fact. Hopefully next season he can get over his grand final sphere and start placing a little bit higher. He normally places about 35th to 45th. I've decided for number 6, I'm going to go with Pump. Pump is another NA Central controller player. As you notice, NA Central has a lot of controller players. Probably the best mix of controller players in the whole world. He is 59,500 PR, which is super impressive, and last season in FNCS Grand Finals, he came 24th, which is the highest we've had so far. Although G-Money didn't qualify for Copenhagen, he managed to have a really good season, full of good duo cash cup placements where he's making finals almost every week and full of Solo Victory Cup placements. He just managed to miss out on the qualification to Copenhagen with the last chance major, coming 10th in round 1, 39th in round 2 and 28th in round 3. Other than that though, Pump is a GOAT. On to number 5. 5th is Byler. Byler would have been a lot lower if it wasn't for yesterday. Bro managed to pop off an insane amount. He is 48,000 PR on NA Central, and yesterday he managed to come 13th in round 1, 3rd in round 2 and 1st in round 3 with Peterbot, and they won round 3 with over 200 point lead on the next team. He's also smashed duo cash cups this season, coming 6th, 14th, 17th and a couple more decent placements. He managed to come 14th in grand finals, which is the highest we've had so far with NPen, and of course he has that previous FNCS win, which we're not counting, but it's just a nice to have, I guess. Byler is a GOAT, but so is number 4, and number 4 came out of nowhere. Teeny is in our number 5th position, and if you're thinking who is Teeny, well he is 87,000 PR in EU, and he came out of pretty much nowhere. He came 37th in last season's finals in FNCS, and he came third at this season's finals in FNCS. And this makes it even more impressive because he did this from 9 different drop spots out of the 12 games. He's had a very successful season and qualified straight to Copenhagen with an incredible grand finals placement. Teeny is showing up controller players from all around the world, and we should all try to be a bit like Teeny. Now hear me out on this one, I'm putting Ocus in third with 54,500 PR on NA Central. Ocus went crazy in grand finals. He ended up qualifying to Copenhagen with Bucky after finishing 42nd on day 1. He came back and won day 2, coming 12th overall. I've no words to describe how amazing this performance was, and I was very impressed with the comeback. He's also been doing very well other than FNCS, securing many top 10 placements around the board here in both Duo Cash Cups and Solo Victory Cups. With some of the best aim in NA Central, Ocus definitely deserves a third place spot. Right guys, you know the drill. Mero is in second, 61,000 NA Central PR. He came 9th this grand finals with Cooper, and he actually came 2nd last grand finals with Cooper as well. Even if 5 times FNCS champion winner Mero is not winning, he's coming in the top 10 easily in FNCS. He's also had an insane FNCS season, finishing in top 10 positions many of the qualifying weeks, and he's not actually played that much comp this season, barely playing any of the Victory Cups. To make a long story short, Mero is a GOAT. On to the number 1 spot, ladies and gentlemen. I think the best controller player in the world at the moment is Reet. 55,500 PR on NA Central. He came 10th in this season's FNCS, which you might be thinking this is not that great. This is good, but not that great. As well as coming 14th last grands, which is still pretty good. He won 2 Duo Cash Cups this season with Ritual, dropped multiple 20 bombs in Solo Victory Cash Cup finals, and had a dominant FNCS tear, placing many times in the top 10. Reet might not have the best placements in the world to back it up, especially over someone like Mero, but he does have the fighting skills. Reet's fighting skills are seriously the best in the world right now on controller. There is no competition at all. If you want to become like these players and be a GOAT controller player yourself, make sure you watch this video here. That shows you some settings you're going to need to turn on if you want to become like them.